And now, entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 165 pounds, fighting out of Front Street Gym and trained by Henry Kazmierski. Make some noise for Sebastian Morro!
And there you see Sebastian Morro, 30 years old. He's a support technician. He's raised almost $1,000 for this event.
And so Sebastian came on a couple weeks ago, so he is a last-minute replacement. So he raised $1,000 within
That's incredible in a short period of time.
Very short period of time.
Yeah, wow.
And he was very awesome in taking the fight on like 2 weeks' notice.
Wow.
Very cool of him.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound. Hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
And now, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 165 pounds and trained by Harrison Radol, Ubek Slim Reaper Ergashev.
And coming to the ring next is Ubek Ergashev, goes by Slim Reaper. You see him there, 32 years old, product manager, and he had more time to raise money, so he's raised $7,974. That surpassed his goal, so that's an incredible achievement there. And so we're gonna see Slim Reaper, who is gonna have the height advantage in this fight, listed at 6'2", his opponent 5'7". Like we mentioned, it was a last-minute replacement opponent, so it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out.
This fight is sponsored by Frosher Sensor Technology
He's
USA
taking on the
Incorporated.
Devontae Smith nickname, so he must be an Eagles fan.
There you go. It's going to make Philly proud. You see the tail of the tape there.
So yes, this is our biggest height difference, and again, it's a lot of it is because of the last-minute nature of the replacement.
But the shorter man, certainly, we've seen that many times in boxing.
Match is great.
Oh yeah, styles make fights.
Yep, absolutely.
And our timekeeper, Miss Alice Grady.
But yeah, no. So he was, but Sebastian had been training previously, so so we'll see. This should be an exciting fight. I know Ubek's been training really hard, but yeah, we'll see. Styles definitely make fights, and we'll definitely see that on display in this one.
That's what we need to see. We saw this recently with Tim Tszyu taking on Sebastian Fedora, the height difference. Tim Tszyu came out strong. So again, we'll see how that plays out. But we have two motivated individuals who have raised a lot of money for a good cause in there, and it looks like they're already having fun in there. So
yeah, no, it'll be great. And like we said earlier, all the fights are sanctioned by USA Boxing, and the USA Boxing Potomac Valley does an amazing job. Really great refs, really great organization. So I think that we'll see some good refereeing tonight.
Round one underway, 3-round contest here.
Which are
Morro
quick.
versus Ergashev. And we see the left hook there for Morro. Seemed like it landed. Ergashev there is using his length, which is what his coaches would want him to do, right?
Yes.
Work the jab at distance if you have a height advantage. Use that to your advantage. It looks like he's doing that so far.
Yeah.
And if you're Morro, you really want to get on the inside, right? You want to negate those long punches. And,
Yep.
it actually looks like Morro's movement, I'm surprised if he hasn't fought or trained before, because he does have good movement. You can see him using that pushing off motion, which they teach it in boxing, and he's doing that well.
Yeah. No, for sure. And it looks like they're feeling each other out, which doesn't always happen in our fights. A lot of times, you know, first-time amateurs, they hear the bell and they rush in like a bull. So it is nice to see that they're both kind of feeling each other out, and hopefully we have a nice evenly matched through-round fight here.
Their coaches are going to be happy. They're working behind the jab. You always know in boxing that's part of the instructions. Work the jab, go to the body, fundamentals, defense. And Morro had a sneaky right hand there that
Yes, he
landed.
did.
And it's like an overhead looping shot, and it's coming from a lower angle, so that is a sneaky punch from Morro.
I'm actually surprised he's not trying to go to the body a little bit more in this one.
Morro is the aggressor, moving Ergashev back here.
Yeah, and the 3-round style is such a different it's such a different fight, right, than like a pro fight, right? So for people who are used to watching the 10 to 12 round, you know, marathon fights, you know, these are quick, these are sprints. That's not to say you don't have to be supremely conditioned to do it, but it is a different strategy and dynamic.
Boxing conditioning, I think, is different than any other sport.
Yes.
If you send someone, let's say
And
they
now,
haven't
ladies and gentlemen,
boxed,
welcome to the
into
ring.
the center of
Our
the ring
car
just to move
warrior,
around,
Rainier
it's
Bacon
such a workout.
L. He was diagnosed at 4 months
Well, it's
old
one
with
thing to run a
soft tissue
marathon, it's another thing to run a
sarcoma.
marathon
He
while
is
getting
now
punched in the
7
stomach or
years
in the face,
remission
right?
and spends his time playing soccer, football, karate, and ice hockey. Make some noise
But I
for
thought that was a pretty
Rainier
even first round. What do you
Bacon L.
And we have our ring card warrior in the ring. That's also a really great touch that we have here. It's a unique touch to
Yep,
Haymakers.
very unique, and it's really nice. I mean, we got people of all ages, as you saw from the national anthem singer. We have children, we have men, we have women, and it's really fun. I think the crowd really gets behind it, and I think it's another nice little touch just to remind people of why they're here. I think all too often at charity events, people go and then you ask them, what was it raising money for? And they're like, I don't know, I just was having fun, right? So I think for this, it's oh wow, they're coming out a little strong on this one.
You can have fun and raise money for a good cause.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's what's playing out here. So round 2 underway. Ergashev versus Morro. Ergashev in the blue and Morro in the red. And here comes Ergashev throwing in combination.
Both look very smooth.
And what's going to be an interesting dynamic, I think, throughout the night is conditioning, because as you said, amateur fights, someone might want to come out strong and throw the entire tank because maybe they haven't gone 2, 3, 4 rounds before, or they're not used to what it's like under the bright lights. So we're going to see how that plays out.
Yes. And it definitely feels warmer when you get in there too, with the lights shining down on you. So that's something that you're probably usually not used to seeing in what is most of the times a basement type gym, right?
Ergashev threw a big right hand there that was blocked by Morro, but it did look like a punch that could cause damage if that does get through. It definitely seems like Ergashev has decided to up the work rate in this round. Still fighting off the back foot, still utilizing movement, but it seems like he's definitely upping the tempo.
But it looks like we might have what could be a fireworks third round.
Fight certainly could be up for grabs.
I definitely think it's definitely up for grabs. These have been 2 very even rounds, so it'll be fun to see what each one comes out with.
And just by the format, 3 2-minute rounds, it really does add urgency.
Yeah, and I think it's also the type of thing where conditioning obviously plays a part of it. And
once again, welcome back to the ring. Ring card warrior,
if
Rainier
you're really conditioned,
Bacon.
can you just go crazy for 3 rounds? Maybe, right? Maybe if the other guy's not tagging you enough. And that's one of the things we see. We see definitely strategy on that,
and Dr.
where some people,
Giardini.
they're just going to keep on coming, and it's on the other person to make them stop.
Way to do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for Rainier.
So we'll see what these guys have left in the tank.
It's It's going to be a very interesting third round. On my unofficial scorecard, I think Morro took the first, Ergashev took the second. So
Okay.
I feel like it's all going to come down to this third round, and that's going to be whose conditioning is ready for a third round, who has the experience for this moment, who's ready for this moment. And I think both fighters, at least so far, look very motivated. I mean, I think, too, Andrew, another interesting dynamic, we're talking about the unique aspects of Haymakers here, is that if this is your only fight, you don't want to not have your best performance in your only fight.
Yeah, and you don't want to leave something in the ring,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
So, if you're, a lot of times these pros, right, they have 10, 20 fights before they mean something.
Yeah.
This is the most meaningful fight that these guys will probably ever have. So,
this is going to be a lifetime memory.
Lifetime memory, right?
For these guys.
And even if they do go on to fight another time, they're not going to get the lights, the cameras, the walkout song,
right?
Everything.
A packed arena full of people that people you don't know, and it's not going to be. You only have your first fight once.
Of course.
And this is a competitive third round, as we expected, back and forth.
Yep, pretty crafty too.
Coming up on halfway through this final round, and it really is going to be who wants it more. There was that right hand from Ergashev that didn't land in the second, but it did land here in the third. And a sneaky right hand there for Morro. He saw Ergashev coming in, and it was almost like an uppercut that definitely got Ergashev's attention. So both men have landed shots of consequence here in the third round. And I think that was a good strategy, what we just saw from Ergashev. He used the jab to blind Morro and then threw the big right hand. And I think, again, that sneaky right hand for Morro keeps coming through. This is a back and forth round.
All right, 30 seconds. What are we thinking? Where are we leaning?
I see this as a coin flip. Flip a coin at home if you're watching. I mean, this is very back and forth.
Great way to kick off the night, though.
Absolutely. Oh, another right hand for Morro. Morro really came on.
Round.
Yeah, Morro really came on strong at the end of that round. And in a way, even though he had the height disadvantage, he was able to use that to his advantage because he was able to land a few sneaky, quick shots as Ergashev was coming in.
I really thought he would go to the body a little bit more and really put his head on Ergashev's chest and just kind of wail away at that body.
Right.
Maybe if he had some more time to train, right? Or maybe if he knew, I don't know, the truth is I'm sure we told him that it was a taller opponent, but unless you've seen it in the ring, it's hard to know.
Since Morro was a last-minute opponent, he didn't have the opportunity to spar with Ergashev and kind of feel it out in that way.
Exactly.
So credit to both men. I think they can both hold their head up high after that performance.
Oh, big time. Great fight.
And definitely very, very competitive.
Yes.
100%, and that's what we want to see. And this really will be a lifetime memory for both of them, no matter what they decide to do. Day job, support technician, product manager, it's a little different
Who
pace.
knows? Yeah.
It's a little different pace
very much
than getting hit in the face, but yeah, maybe this motivated them to do this at a higher level or continue to do this.
Exactly.
And you mentioned the body work, Andrew, that you wanted to see more of. I think it might just be the fact of what we're talking about, bright lights. Yes, you're supposed to go to the body, but you want to go to the head.
Make some noise for both fighters going the distance tonight. And the winner by decision, hailing out of the red corner, Sebastian Morro!
Fair decision. I think that was very close. It could have gone either way, like you said.
Could have gone either way. I thought Sebastian Morro edged it out. On my card, he won the first and the third round, and I think that late rally that he had in the last 17 seconds or so sealed it. He made adjustments in terms of the length and the height disadvantage. Very impressive.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.